Hey guys, welcome to Coffee with Colin. I am so sleep deprived. I have had such a rough week, so I am trying to get myself together to do this video for you guys. As you know, this past week my site has been just up and down, and I've had a lot of server issues, so I just want to thank you first for your patience, because I know it's really frustrating when you're trying to get a deal or a freebie and you can't even access the site. Anyway, so that's been my main priority this week, is just getting that, a focus in on what the issues are. And anyway, it's pretty much back up and running like normal, so I hope it's working for you a lot better than it was last week. If you're still having issues, shoot me an email so I can, look into it further. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. And then I've got to tell you something else that has nothing to do with the video, because I just need to gripe to people. So my husband had to get his, oh, he's walking in right now, but he had to get his wisdom teeth pulled yesterday, and he's rolling his eyes right now. So anyways, I'm sorry. He had to get his wisdom teeth pulled today, and I'm filming this on Friday, and you're not going to see this till Monday, just FYI there. So anyways, he was sick yesterday, like really sick. His throat was sore, and I'm like, babe, I'm like, you probably shouldn't be going to get your wisdom teeth pulled tomorrow because you're sick. And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I was like, I think it does, because I don't think they'll do that when you're sick, and especially considering his throat was sore. Throat wisdom teeth. Anyways, so he decided he was still going. So I got up at 4 a.m. and I happily got in the car without drinking my coffee because I didn't have time. And we get there, we go in, and 5 minutes later we leave because he didn't need to get his wisdom teeth pulled out because he was sick. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling very sleep deprived. And on top of that, I didn't go to bed the night before. Okay, so now we are back to our regular scheduled Coffee with Colin. Hi, you guys. Let's start over. I'm done with the gripe thing. I'm ready to get started. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about stockpiles. You guys have emailed in like constantly wanting to see my stockpile, wanting to see how I organize it. Before I show you all of that, which I am going to show you some of the ways I organize, I don't have a huge stockpile. When I first started couponing, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this too, you get really excited and you're like, oh my gosh, I can get so many free things. And so you probably go a little bit overboard, and I did that like crazy. And my husband finally said one day, what are you doing? Why do we have 50 bottles of shampoo? We're not going to go through that many. And I really did stopping. I stopped, took the time to think about it, and I just personally think it's ridiculous to buy stuff that you're never going to use and let it expire too, because that's, really wasteful. And so since then I have cut back completely, and I basically, I'll stack up maybe 3, maybe 6 months, but that is it. And I don't want stuff overtaking my house either. I mean, I need enough until the next sale, and that's my, priority. So I'm not going to stress if I only have, 3 tubes of toothpaste left, because, there's always new coupons, there's always new sales. So, anyway, that's just a tip before I show you guys, because I don't want you guys to think right now I'm going to go in my garage and it's going to be like 50 shelves all organized with like 100 tubes of toothpaste and all this stuff, because that's not what I'm going to show you. So I don't want to disappoint you if that's what you were thinking, but it's just for me and for my life it doesn't work. So anyways, so now that I'm done with that rambling, I'm going to go on and show you guys. The first thing is, I got a lot of you guys emailing, and you're like, I have so many travel size items. What do you do with all of those? Because I feel like I'm just putting them in a plastic bag and they just kind of sit in my closet. And so one thing I do, because to me when I think of travel size items, I think of, when you have friends stay with you, because they're little packets, or when you want to throw something in your purse. So what I've done is I've created this basket, and what's nice about this basket is it's really big, and I constantly, so when I get new travel stuff in the mail, I just got this from Target, is I can throw this stuff in the basket. And so it doesn't look messy, it's nice, and it gets used because it's available and you see it. And I have this in my bathroom upstairs, my guest bathroom. And it's kind of big, you could do something smaller, but I just like a basket like this because it's kind of cute. You can just constantly throw stuff in it and you see that it's there, versus putting stuff in a bag or putting stuff in a container in your garage where you most likely might forget about the stuff that's there. And so, I just put all the practical stuff in there, shampoos, toothpaste, stuff that people probably will use, and stuff that I can grab when I'm on the go or when I want some lotion or whatever. So anyway, that's one thing. And it's also nice for guests, because then they just don't, it's not awkward when they need something, especially if they're having like issues, about some gas X prevention. It's great. Anyways, okay, so that's for the travel size items. That's what I do. Next, I'm going to show you guys my little pantry area. before I do that, I know most people probably, I am very lucky. I live on base and I have a really awesome pantry and it's really big. So I know most of you don't have that much space. So I'm very blessed in that sense, but I'm gonna show you that area. So come along. So as we walk into my pantry here, one thing I have, and I've actually shown this on my site before, but it was probably almost a year ago or something. So for you new readers, I'm sure you haven't seen this, but this is actually a shoe organizer, which is kind of funny. And I actually put it on my pantry door. And I think it's just a great way. You can organize so much stuff in this, from granola bars to sample size food type freebies to what I have, because I got, anyway, I had some good Weber coupons before, so I stocked up, but I've got like all my seasoning packets in here, different seasonings I've gotten from companies. And then I also have like samples, cereals, drink mix packets, but you can put literally whatever you want in these. And I just think it's a great way to get all that small stuff organized. And you know, it's a space saver too. So come on in here. Okay, so this is my wonderful pantry. It's very nice and big. And what I've done in here, and I'm sure it's not too creative, but basically just gotten different containers to organize. So I've got, you know, I got this bin of stuff and I've got, you know, snacks in it. I've got all my great, you know, there were so many great coupons for different pastas. And I've got my wonderful Millstone coffee that I got free plus overage, and my, you know, little K-cups and stuff down there. And then back here I've just got cereals, and basically to make it look cute and organized for me, I just like stuff to look kind of organized. And so I do like just bowls with snacks and bars, and it just makes me feel more organized. So I like being able to put stuff in different containers. But there you have it. Nothing, you know, too exciting in here, but just thought I'd give you a glimpse into what my pantry looks like. All right, so this is just a little, another little pantry area I have. And one thing I want to mention that I do, and I'm sure most of you do this too, is that when I get like a few bottles of Worcestershire, is that Worcestershire? Am I saying that right? Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. When I have a couple bottles of Worcestershire sauce, I put it in order by expiration date. So the sooner it expires, obviously, I want it to be in the front. And I do that with salad dressings, with everything, because obviously, you know, I want to make use of everything and not be wasteful. So that's one way I'm kind of anal about that, especially when I stock up and if there's a good deal, you know, and I have like, you know, 4 or 5 bottles of something. So anyways, that's one little tip. All right, so we're in my bedroom, which is kind of small, and we don't have like a huge house on base. So one way I try to you know, do some space saving things is I have all my like personal care type stuff under my bed, and I just think it's a great way. It's a great space saver, and what I like about it is, for me, it's way better than being in my garage, because I feel like, you know, you forget to use stuff a lot of the time when it's like really inconvenient in the space where you're not going to go. So like when I'm upstairs and I run out of toothpaste, well, it's right in my bed, or when I'm, you know, going to wash my hair and I need more shampoo, I can go under my bed and get it. So here's what it looks like, and I've just got the containers labeled. And what's so nice is you can just slide them out and they're all labeled. So, you know, with all my stuff that I have, I like the idea. It's such a space saver for me, because, you know, as you know, there's so many personal care deals. So like I have here, you know, baby lotions. I've got shampoos, body washes. Gotta have my body wash. Deodorants. But it's just kind of nice. You can just slide it out. Toothpaste. And I like having a visual too, so I can really see everything's organized, so I know when I'm down to like my last 2 tubes of toothpaste. It's just a nice, you know, you remember, and I feel organized. But anyway, so, you know, that's pretty much the gist of it, and that's how I organize my stuff. Alright, so one other spot that I didn't mention is where I keep all my cleaning products, and I keep them out in the garage. Alrighty, so I hope you guys found this video kind of useful. I'm honestly not very creative, so I'm sure you guys have some brilliant ideas with how to organize all our stockpile. Two, the kind of point of this video, besides showing organization, was just try to ask yourself questions prior to purchasing a whole bunch of stuff, because I do feel like it can get, you know, overwhelming and kind of how do I say that? Kind of like overtaking your life a little bit, because I've been there when I first started. I got so excited, and my husband was like, you need to slow down. I mean, and make sure your priorities are in check. And I feel like with couponing and deal hunting and getting great bargains, it can tend to overtake and become really fun and maybe a little bit of an obsession. And so I would just say, you know, I mean, I'm hip to say I'm a deal set. I love getting deals, but I've learned to kind of balance that out, because I mean, family and, you know, friends and relationships are way more important than, you know, getting a bottle of travel size shampoo. So anyways, those are just my tips. I hope I didn't ramble too much on this video, but when I'm like tired like this, I tend to go on, and it's really annoying, so I'm sorry. But thanks for putting up with me. I will see you next week. Bye.